Welcome to episode 1 of Around the LumberYard. I'm Liam Sample with Chris Mickelson and LumberKings assistant coach Tyler Monkman. So I'll start with you, Coach Monkman. How are you doing today?
Great. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thanks for asking. Chris, how are you doing today?
Doing good.
So I guess we'll just start by taking an overlook of the year. I mean, good time to be filming the podcast. You guys are above 500 for the first time. So, Coach, what have you seen out of this group in the early part of the season?
Just guys coming together. You can see the chemistry in the locker room. They're starting to get comfortable with each other. They're starting to play team baseball, and that usually leads to wins.
Chris, what do you see from this team?
It's been a lot of fun from what I've seen. We know how to win at home. It's been a lot of fun here at the ballpark. A lot of fans have shown up, which is great. We've had over this past 3 days, we've had over 8,000 people in the ballpark.
Something like that.
That's awesome.
And then, you're from working around here, Coach. Does the crowds and the attendance, is that still amazing to you? Because I know for me, it's been pretty baffling this year.
Yeah, I think that's why it's pretty easy for our guys to show up every home stand and ready to play. It's pretty easy. That's the biggest crowds they've been a part of, no matter really where they've been. And it's a lot easier to have some motivation when you have a lot of people in the stands.
I know that, conceptually, it's very unique in summer ball to be able to draw like we do here in Clinton. So to have the environments that we have, we're very, very fortunate for that. And I can't imagine how you guys must be as a coaching staff, and for you, Chris, working on the field. I can't imagine how cool that must be for you too.
Loyal fan base. They're diehard fans of this team. Can't get enough of this. They'll, no matter what, they're going to be here and they're going to show up and they're going to be loud, which is just, I'm assuming helps the players with their energy, and can't get enough of it.
So some of my earliest conversations with you, Coach, and our head coach, Trevor Burkhardt, was we're going to hit the cover off the baseball. And looking at these last 5 days, we've done just that. So what have you liked out of these bats that we've kind of put together?
Yeah, early on we struggled. Guys are, I won't say necessarily being selfish, but trying to do too much. Maybe focus on the stats and results more so than the process. And Coach Burkhardt did a great job of just calming them down and understanding just, take what the game gives you, and the game will reward you for the results. And our guys bought into that. They're coachable, they were humble, they understood it, and it took a lot of pressure off of them. And once we were able to pass the bat, we started seeing the results as a lineup instead of just individuals trying to do their thing.
Chris, you got anything to add on to that?
The cliche is hitting is contagious, and it's showing these past few games. The past homestand, we only had 3 instead of the 4 because the Sunday got rained out. But I was hoping Sunday we get to play. It was real nice to take it to Illinois Valley once again. Everyone knows my feelings on Illinois Valley. But yeah, would we score 30 runs in those 3 days? You can't get enough of that. Take that every day.
I think that the term that I've liked to use on the broadcast is Burkhardt ball. And that's the perfect way to describe it is, hit behind runners with bunt, steal bases. And for you being on third and then J-Mart on first, how fun is that? Just constantly sending guys. You guys are just making trouble on the bases all the time.
Yeah, great pressure. You can see in the College World Series right now, you see 4-hole guys bunting, and just again, the situation will dictate what the hitter needs to do, no matter where they are in the lineup. If you have a true unselfish lineup, Burkhardt was that type of player. I was that type of player, and we see it work, right? If you can create pressure, you open up a lot of holes in the defense, and you put pressure on the pitcher to throw fastballs, and we can hit fastballs.
Mm-hmm. So looking towards this road trip starting, tomorrow versus Quincy, kind of give me your thoughts. The division is so tight right now. I think we're behind by it's half a game right now over normal. So sort of what do you see as the outlook of the division, and how excited are you to be able to go on the road and try to give it to Quincy for 2 days?
Yeah, anytime you're going on the road, you're okay with 500. A really good home, road trip is get 1 game over. I think we're going to be okay in that category. But when you're on the road, it's pitching and defense, and we're going to scratch and manufacture runs, but the pitching and defense has to do their part. And go from there. I'm not expecting that we're going to put up 15 runs a game on the road, but if we do, hell yeah, let's do it, But again, it's just going to take a lot of tough at-bats, manufacture runs, and take care of the baseball. And that will get us above 500 on the road.
So one guy that Chris was able to talk to is Jalen Ziegler. We'll take it over to our interview with Jay-Z.
All right, here with Jalen Ziegler. Jalen, after coming off a big win here on a Saturday night here at the ballpark.
Yes, sir.
You're off to a good start here to start the year. What do you attribute to your success here to start the year?
I think really just keeping things simple. Coming off college ball, there's a lot of mental side of that, and just coming here, I use this as just a summer to continue to improve and continue to have fun. So just continue to make things as simple as possible and doing whatever I have to do to help the team win is really my approach to it.
Sure, just very successful season last year, just coming up just a bit shy. Coming back to Clinton, what brings you back? What was your deciding factor to come back to Clinton?
Oh man, it's everything. The people, the community here, they really make you feel welcome. From day one last year here in Clinton, I felt like I was part of a family, part of something more than just a group of men playing baseball. So I would definitely just say the community and the friendships and relationships that I've made last summer was a big contributor to me coming back this year.
Yeah, very devoted fan base. I'm sure you could tell that from day one here.
100%.
What is a personal goal for you, aside from obviously winning a championship for the city? But what's a personal goal for Jalen Ziegler?
A personal goal for me is, regardless of what's happening, just continue to get 1% better each and every day. Whether I'm struggling or I'm doing really good, just continue to keep in the same headspace of just going out and just trying to get better.
Perfect. Who's stepped up as a leader in the locker room? Whether it be yourself or somebody else?
I would definitely say I've tried to step up, just as being a returner, but also Jackson Tejada, he stepped up a good bit. And then we got returners that are coming back like Jai and Thine, and I definitely see them coming into that leadership role as well once they get here. But as of right now, just a couple of our returners have just been trying to do our best to just get our guys motivated and just continue to have fun.
Yep. So what have you seen the difference between Coach Dom from last year and new coach Trevor Burkhardt this year?
Honestly, it's pretty much the same for the most part. Coming in, Coach Burke told us that he's going to try to keep things the same after, being under Dom last year. And I've seen that so far. I think one of the biggest things, obviously, he's a younger guy. He just played here a couple of years ago, so he really knows. He has good, player feel about it. He knows what we're going through, and I think he's been really good at, just continuing to help us stay in a positive headspace.
Very well. Thank you very much. Good luck the rest of the year. Hope to talk to you again closer to the playoffs when we're there. I'll count the chicken before the hatch.
Heck yeah, I appreciate you. Yeah, thank you.
Have a good one.
Yeah, you as well.
Chris, I know Jay-Z is one of your favorite players on the team, so what do you like out of his game?
He does everything correctly, it seems like. He plays hard. He's always in the right spot defensively, it seems. He's just so fast. That first step on defense alone, that first step getting to the ball just makes it so much easier for him to get behind it, get ready to throw. And on offense, what's he have right now? 13, 14 stolen bases, and we're 11 games in, batting over 300, over almost 400 probably. Just a lot of fun. He goes first to third. He always takes the extra base, always looking to take the extra base, always looking to just put pressure on the defense. And it's so much fun to watch. He's so hot right now. The LumberKings have a lot of hot players right now. You talk about Gavin and Sobes. So it's just a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to watch.
I was looking through Jay-Z's stats today, and I did the math. I think on the week he's 6 for 13 with 6 runs and 7 stolen bases. If that isn't indicative of the player, I don't know what is. I'm sure he's a coach's dream, Monk.
Yeah, he is that leadoff hitter that you saw for ages that worked, and he's that Dexter Fowler of the 2016 Cubs.
Yeah.
He goes, we go.
Yeah.
He sets the tone from pitch one. And that's that pressure, right? He gets on, and pretty much he gets on, and it's a triple. He's still in second, he's still in third. He's not wasting any time.
No.
The 2 old guys still usually up, so then we move him over and get him in, or he just pass the ball, whatever. But he creates havoc, and he is a true leadoff guy, and that defense to on base guy, and anything that's head high and lower, he's usually getting on, whether it's a hit or infield hit or stretching it. He's a great tone setter.
I remember watching him last summer. And now seeing him this summer, it's amazing the confidence he exudes, especially compared to last summer. I feel like now he sort of embraces that mentality that you were describing. And credit to you guys are giving him the keys to be able to do that stuff. So he's going to be a hard guy to keep out of the lineup this week, I'm sure, for you.
Yeah. Coaches get a lot of credit. We get a lot of fault. Both sides of that coin. But we see what he's able to do and just try to give him some pointers and maybe some cues to get him out of the air, and that's pretty much it. If he's out of the air, he's going to be dangerous.
He's definitely dangerous. So, I mean, looking up and down the lineup, I like your mention of Aubrey. I think he's the RBI leader on the team. He might have 14 now, so he's another guy who's been powerful this year, and I know you have the Salamander nickname for him. What do you like out of his game?
Yeah, he's long, stretchy, powerful. He's his face is always in the ball, his body's always in the ball, whether it's offense or defense. The amount of times he gets hit is impressive. It's like he's getting hit or he's getting he's hitting the ball, and he's been great. He's one of those quiet types that he's quiet, he works hard, and he gets the job done, and he's been a blessing to have and work with.
Chris, what do you like about Aubrey?
Just the approach at the play, like you said, just always ready to stay behind the ball, ready to attack. And that home run he hit was an absolute nuke to left field. It was just off the crack of the bat. You don't have to look at it. You can just hear it's like, well, that's gone.
Yeah.
It's just fun to watch.
What was the stat that I gave you the other day? 42 hit by pitches in the spring, and now I think he's got 5 or 6 on the summer.
Yeah, I didn't even see like a real. I thought you made a typo. That doesn't even look like a real number. I'm like, what? 42, and like his on base percentage was over 5 and 70 some RBI. So he's just that type of hitter. He is very comfortable putting his face in the ball.
Yeah.
And just he's going to go to the ball, and more times than not, he wins.
I think another big adjustment we've talked about, all three of us talked about, is how much the pitching has changed in the last week. So sort of figuring out the bullpen is the fun part about summer ball, but I think you guys have got it. So who do you like on the mound, starting and reliever, that you've enjoyed seeing this week?
Yeah, I think we just had to figure out, where guys fit best and what roles, and kind of again get into that rotation and pair the guys together that can complement each other. So Coach Burkhardt's done a pretty good job of that, of rotating some bullpen guys and using them where they're best. Right now, the back end looks pretty good. We got Tice has been pretty electric back there. On the starting side, you had Tejada come in, eat up 4 innings, 9 Ks. I think if we get into a little bit more less strikeouts, more weak contact with that, he can extend a little bit. But right now we're trying to really just get the starters to go through 4, and then just complement with the bullpen and put the guys in the right spot for their, with piggybacking the complement of the pitchers. So, Chris,
I know Tejada is a guy that you've talked to a lot and you've seen a lot from. So he's been the ace of the staff. I think you would agree too.
Mm-hmm. And as Ziegler mentioned earlier, he's stepped up as that, a leadership role for the locker room since he is a returning player. Him and Ziegler both, and Noah, and just Carson Grau, just these guys that come in as leaders. But Jackson he's just electric out there. He had that rough first inning on opening day. I just think the energy he was amped up and ready to throw. And once he settled down after that first inning, and since then he's been just dominant, which is it's great to watch, because last year he pitched well during the playoffs and during his whole run with Clinton, but this year he's just like he never left. Like the college season never even happened. He's just ready to keep going.
When that game, you mentioned that start against Burlington, so I think he started with 6 straight strikeouts in that game. When you were in the dugout, were you guys just like, what is going on right now? Was it a feeling of shock, or you were just like, oh, okay, this is what to expect?
No, for me, I'm new, so I wasn't really sure what to expect. And then that first inning, it just seemed like it took him some time to get in. And then same thing there, it wasn't all easy there either. And then it's like strikeout. I'm pretty sure he might have walked the bases loaded.
Yeah, I think he did.
So it's like walked him, and then he just seems to do better under pressure. So find a way to put that first inning in the bullpen, so he comes in, right away in the actual first inning. Maybe with that same sense of urgency and just get it done. But yeah, his stuff moves. It's everywhere. Nothing really straight. He attacks his own, and I think one of the best things is something that Coach Burkhardt and Mike brought in from Coach Jack Dom was let's be ahead. Work ahead, attack the zone, especially with wood bats. Not too many of the hitters hit with wood bat year round, and it's a much different feel and profile than a metal bat. And the pitchers have the advantage, and we just need our pitchers to understand that and attack the zone.
Mm-hmm. So looking forward to this week and the long complexities of a road trip, I know we touched on it earlier. where are you guys at as a coaching staff, sort of talking about, you know, how to motivate guys and sort of how to carry guys on through what's going to be a very tough stretch, just having to play 6 games straight on the road?
Yeah, I think we all kind of play our roles as a coach. You know, Coach Burkhart's pretty close to, you know, just finish up a career. J Mart's 1 year out, you know, so everybody kind of has that role. I'm the old guy, you know, just trying to keep everybody disciplined and consistent with routines and things like that, you know, how the road can get sometimes, but just keeping the guys focused. We got a lot of our full roster, I think, is pretty much here, and we're going to be able to keep guys fresh. I think that's the biggest thing is we don't really drop, you know, in depth from one guy, you know, playing this day and the next guy playing the next day. We have a very deep roster, and we're going to be able to keep guys fresh, and that's going to, I think, keep us pretty good on the road.
Chris, I know you like some of the additions. Noah Thine's one of the notable ones. So you remember Thine from last year. What do you remember about his game?
How smart he is, how good of a bats he's always going to have. And we talked about this Saturday night, Tyler, how well he calls a game behind the plate. Just knowing his staff, it seems like he does his homework. I don't know how much time he had on Saturdays since he showed up and just decided.
0.
Yeah,
showing up.
He showed up. He didn't even I don't even think he had batting practice. He showed up after batting practice. He got dressed and he went out, and he's just a gamer, man.
He's just the term good guy in baseball, and he is one of them. He's just a solid, and he's a leadership. He brings in that leadership role immediately. I love that he bunts as a catcher because he's just, the intelligence is always there with him. It's never going to go anywhere.
When you saw first pitch bunt, were you like, this is the introduction, or were you kind of expecting it?
No, I called it.
Okay.
I was actually, they took a mound visit, and I was over there at the dugout talking to Burke a little bit, and some of the guys. I think it was Nick Harchie, and I said over under. I was over under on the bunt, and Burke goes over, and I said, oh, definitely. So with the Harchie, I'm like, expect a bunt here, first pitch bunt. He got on, and I'm like, it's just what he is, man, and everything he is. He's. I worked, here with him a little bit in the winter. They were just here working, and I was popping in just to kind of talk and get to know some of the guys, and that's just what he is. He brings the energy, he brings the leadership. He's a hard-nosed guy. He's going to do whatever the game requires him to do, and the guys love him.
Chris,
I had a chance to talk to him actually right after after that first game here, because that's the kind of guy he is. I just went up to him and I said, hey, you have a few minutes? I didn't think he would say yes because he just got here. I didn't think he wants to settle in, but of course he gives us a couple minutes of his time. So let's listen to what Noah has to say about his first game back.
All right, I'm here with Bax. Noah, welcome back.
Good to be back in Clinton.
First game back here on Saturday night.
Yeah.
Big W.
Yep.
How's it feel to come back in front of the year?
It feels good. It feels good to be back in Clinton in front of these fans. I know it means a lot to the Clinton people that the Clinton LumberKings are good, and that the standard is that we win. So it's good to come back and take care of business.
Nice ovation for you, your first time up, and announcement even got a big ovation. How'd that feel? Even not a huge crowd today, but still got a loud enough ovation where I'm sure you heard it.
Yeah, I did. It feels good to be loved by the Clinton fans. So credit to the fans and the area that we got here. So go Kings.
Do you have a personal goal for the rest of the year other than winning a championship for the city?
Nope, no personal goals. I just want to win a championship for the city. That's my last hurrah. So I'm looking forward to taking it deep in the postseason and closing it out this year. Unfortunately, we didn't get done last year. So sour taste in my mouth.
I've asked other players, Jalen and others, do you have any pregame rituals or any superstitions you have to do before the game?
Well, today I didn't have any time to do many pregame rituals. I just got into town today, this morning. So I just say just an energy drink and music with the boys in the locker room. That's the best thing.
What's your pregame music that you want to hear before the game?
Just something upbeat. Anything to get me going in the right mindset.
Nothing sad, huh? We don't want to say that. All right. Well, we're looking forward to having you the rest of the year. Welcome back. It's always great to watch.
Thank you.
Leaders, you bring a leadership. Is there any leaders that you notice when you come back into this locker room, like returning players or any new guys that have stepped up in that leadership role?
For sure. I think that having Coach J Mart and Coach Burke back in Clinton, I think that just sets the standard going forward. We're going to miss Coach Tom. Hell of a guy, hell of a coach. But having those two back in the locker room and leading this young Clinton LumberKing group. I think that's credit to them for getting the right people in the locker room.
Well, thank you very much, Noah Thine. It's nice to have you on the podcast.
Thanks again.
Have a good one. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right. That was an awesome conversation with Noah Thine. Chris, loved hearing your insight, talking to him. But we look right now, and this Northwest Division of the Prospect League is just an absolute bloodbath. I mean, everybody's in it. Going into the week, I think every team was separated within a game. So, Coach, playing a division that is so competitive, where's your brain at?
Yeah, you got to bring it every day. Quincy on the road hasn't been, their best team, but at home they're undefeated. So we know going into there, they're going to be a completely different team than what we've played here. And we're just going to have to, dig in and be competitive and grind at bats and, like you said, manufacture runs, throw strikes, all those good things. But it's going to be completely different than what we've seen at home against them.
So 3 games into the road trip will be the first time we see a team out of the division in Thrillville, and then you get to see O'Fallon, and both those teams are putting together solid records, especially O'Fallon. So, is this conversation you guys have had internally, or are you sort of excited to see the teams outside of our division?
Yeah, we're excited to see what else is out there, because we've seen our division quite a bit so far, and it's competitive and kind of back and forth. So, I think we're gonna have a good idea of where we hold up. From division to division, and then get back off the road trip, and that's going to give us a better idea of where that Northwest division is and where we are as a squad.
You're going to know where you are too, like what type of team you are, because facing your division rival or division rivals, because they've all been rivals at this point. Quincy's going to have a little chip on their shoulder when we go there, the first couple of games of this road trip. But seeing the other teams, kind of get a feel for how to play against them, how teams are going to attack you outside the division. So you're going to kind of see what they feel scouting report wise, like how they're going to attack your hitters and pitchers both.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, that'll do it for episode 1 of Around the Lumberyard. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll be back next week. And Coach, hopefully you're back with us next week.
yeah, it's gonna be a long one. We'll be here though.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you for listening.